Hi, it's Ashley from AB Sound Advice. Today we're doing a product preview on the Magnat Interior IW610 in-wall speaker. Now, this is a 6-inch with a 25mm aluminium tweeter. This is more, again, for going in-wall, so you can use it for bedrooms, bathrooms, dining rooms. I mean, effectively whatever you like. Some people go into the ceiling. Some people use in-wall through their whole home. You can put a pair of these up high in a bedroom in each corner. You can put them in your lounge room if you've got a particular area where you're sitting with your lounge, and they can be wide enough. The TV can be in a central position with these speakers slightly wider, and they can be at any height, at any level. So they're just really, if you're in the building phase and you're doing these sorts of things, it's always great to talk to your hi-fi specialist just to chat through what your options are before it's all done, or even if you're doing renovations. It's always a great time to before it's all done. So many people, when I used to be doing this, they'd come in and say, oh, if only I'd come and seen you first, because they've only just finished putting all the walls together. It's always easier and cheaper to put all the cables through and all the things you need to do while the place is apart. So something to consider if you're looking for an in-wall type product. You've got to get the cabling to it. But that aside, even if the home is existing and you've got some floor space you can underneath, or even through the roof, you can generally come down the wall to get the cables through. Now, the other thing I've also mentioned too is, if you haven't heard of Magnat, they've been around for 50 years. They're an audiophile brand from Germany, and they make very high-end stuff. They do electronics, valve amplifiers, really nice sounding gear. So you certainly would not be disappointed if you had a set of magnets in your place. And again, the Germans do a fantastic job. So let's just take a quick look at this. They're a two-way in-wall loudspeaker. And as I mentioned, we've got the tweeter and woofer. I covered that off. 75 RMS, 140 max, 90 dB, 4 to 8 ohm variants for the impedance, which is great. 35 through to 32 hertz. Recommended amplifier output 30 to 140. And let's take a look. So, as you can see straight off the bat, really nice, good-looking driver. Your tweeter's at the top. Again, the tweeter can be positioned pointing down, so if these are high in the room, you can push the tweeters down. If they're low, you can point them up, or again to the side, so depending on what you're doing with them. It does have a switch in behind the grill that you can flick, so you can have the tweeter set to 0, or you can plus it by 3 at the flick of that switch, so that you can suit whatever environment you're dealing with. Turn the speaker around. You can see there also the crossover at the top. Speaker input here, crossover here, driver here, again, and they're all being designed so they should fit pretty well into any standard wall space that you're dealing with. And of course the grill just clicks into the front, and we'll just pop one on here for you. Just click it into place like so. And these speakers also, as I've mentioned, through all the interior type speakers, in wall, in ceiling, can be painted. Recommended that you talk to a panel beater or a painter, because it will need to be done with a very fine spray. The last thing I'm going to do is run a roller across that, and I have had people do that and say, oh, this sounds horrible, and you realise that it sounds better with the grill off. They've just sealed the grill, so it really does need to be done with a very fine paint spray. So, and again, you can colour match them to suit your colours of your home, whatever you want to do. Now, if you'd like more information about the speaker, you can just go on to hifihq.co.nz for New Zealand, or hifihq.com.au for Australia. And of course, if you're outside those zones, you can just Google up Magnat, and you'll be able to find that in Germany. And again, I hope you've enjoyed today's product preview. It's just sort of give you an idea what the different options are. And there is so many variations in looks and styles and sounds, of course. But again, what I've shown pretty well through all of the Magnat range, as you go up the range, and this particular model here, just actually covering that off, in this part of the world it's about a $300 speaker, so again it's not super expensive. As we go further up the range, obviously things change, drivers, and there's all sorts of changes, but at that price point it's a very, very nice sounding speaker, and you would not be disappointed. So I hope you've enjoyed today's product preview, and again, we will see you next time on AB Sound Advice.